Hopefully we've got a picture. Hope you can hear me okay. I'm afraid I don't have my microphone for this live stream, so the audio might not be all that great. So what I'll do first is I see we've got quite a few people in. If you could type 1 if you can hear me okay and see the picture, we'll just make sure that we are live. I think we are. So the audio might not be. Another thing is, can anybody guess where I am? See and hear okay, thanks Jay. So we've got about 30 people in. Oh, hang on, did the picture go off there? Oh, the picture's gone off. What's I done that for? Hi everyone. So I'm out and about tonight. Yes, I'm actually down here at Lytham, and we've got a fairly clear sky. And what I thought I'd do is we'd just have a look around and see what we can see. Now, I thought, oh, it's going to be clouded out. Yes, it makes a change, doesn't it, for me to be out? I've not been out for a while. So I thought we'd have a little look around here. We've got a nice horizon. We're kind of looking sort of, well, that's looking roughly east, the way I was looking before. But the camera went off for some reason. It's gone dark. Why has it done that? So I'll have to see if I can get the camera back on again. So welcome to everyone who's joined. We're going to have a little look and see what we can see. So here we have got Jay, Hazel, Stephen Smith, Kevin, Bait Addict, Andrew, Eugene, Dutch Miss, Brummy in the Highlands, Akash Monster, Brian, Cyril, Boberson. So we've got quite a few people in. Now, I don't know why, but the camera just went off there. So I'll reset it and turn it back on again. I want to see if we can get some stars, because we've got a nice clip. Now, I actually came out a little bit earlier tonight because I wanted to have another look at the comet. You know, Comet Lemon, which I photographed, well, it must be a month ago or so now, mustn't it, when I got back from holiday, and I got that really nice picture of it, but I haven't had a chance. It is moving away though, and it's getting fainter. But unfortunately, there was too much cloud on the horizon, and it's low down at the moment where I am. Comet Lemon is around about, it's barely 5 degrees above the horizon, and it's going into the glare of the sun as well. So if you want to see it, you need to be out dead early, and hopefully you might be able to see it in the twilight. But it's getting fainter, so it's getting a bit more difficult. Well, we're going up. Someone said the sound's cutting out. We're buffering a bit. Yeah, what's the signal? I think I've got a 5G signal here, you know. Well, that's not great. Come on, let's see if we can get this camera back on now. I'm just going to go to this camera, so let's see if we can get it on. I don't know why it went off. It's gone off again. It's just gone black. I'm going to have to pull the lead out and plug it back in again and see if that works. But yeah, I'm seeing stars, folks. I am seeing stars. Let's see if we can get it back on again. Oh, I don't know what's going on with this camera. It's doing me head in. We have now got 80 Astro Lover. Hi to Astro Lover. Sharon Morris, M3. That's a bit of a shame. Stephen Black picture, but can hear you back on. Yeah, that's a bit weird because I've got a 5G signal. So I thought if I've got a 5G signal, I should be okay. But I've only got 2 bars, but apparently we're buffering, which is a little bit bad. But we'll keep going and we'll see. We'll see if it gets better. I mean, where I am now, I have had problems here before, and I was going to go somewhere else where I had a better signal, but the only thing about the other location is that it's not really, it's a little bit dodgy, you know. It's not the best. We can get an easy 5G signal in Blackpool, but it's not quite as good down here. So I'm just going to go to the other camera. Let's see if we can see anything. I don't know why it's not showing anything. It's just nothing there. It's like as if I've got the lens cap on or something, but I haven't got the lens cap on. I don't know why it's not working. I'm just going to turn that off. And I'll just turn it back on again. Turn it off and turn it back on again. That's what they say, isn't it? And hopefully it'll work. Oh, I had a picture before, and now it's not showing anything. Oh, that's weird. Sorry if the picture's gone black. I'm just trying to see if, hang on, if I go on that and then I press this, hopefully the picture will come back. No, it's not working. Oh man, this is doing my head in, folks. Never seem to get it right, do I? There always seems to be a problem. No, it doesn't seem to be having it at all, does it? I don't know what's wrong with it. But anyway, like I said, I was out earlier and I was hoping to see if I could capture the comet Lemon, because it is still there, and if you want to see it, you've still got a chance of seeing the comet, but you will be looking into the twilight if you want to see it. And it was very, very low down. It was about 5 degrees above the horizon when I went out to see if I could see it, and there was a bit too much, you know, like when you get a strip of cloud on the horizon, it was a bit like that, and there was no chance that I could see it because it was well into the clouds. But there's still a chance to get it. It is a little bit, well, I say it's a fair bit fainter now than when I last saw it. When I last saw Comet Lemon and I photographed it, it was magnitude 4. It's now around magnitude 7. So the higher the number, the higher the magnitude in number, the fainter it is. So it's a lot fainter than it was before, but it's still there. Thanks, Michelle. Congrats on your award. So apparently we're buffering, I'm afraid. Well, that's a shame. Not only that, we're buffering. I can't even get my main camera working. Oh, we're back on again. Look, I can see a star. Hey, look at this, folks. We've got stars. Did you see that? Now that's Lytham windmill that we're looking at there. And just up there is a star. Now, I wonder if anyone could guess what that star is. It's looking sort of east-northeast, I'd say. It's a pretty bright star. I think the signal looks a bit better now. Let me know if the signal's any better. Because it does sit round, it does seem to be jerking a bit, doesn't it? Thanks, Sean Hemmings. Hi to Mildred. Mildred's here. So we're here at Lytham, and that's a windmill, and there's a star up there. I'll tell you what star that is. It's called Capella, and it's a pretty bright star in the winter. You can't miss Capella. It's one of the brightest stars that we can see. It's in the constellation of Auriga. So that star that you can see up there is called Capella. See if I can brighten that up a bit. Oh, you can see a few more stars there now. You can almost see the whole constellation of Auriga. See if I bump it up a bit more. How does that look? Well, I can actually see quite a few stars there now. In fact, if you look above the windmill, hi to Centre Eye, Gary and Maxine. Alan Griffiths, thank you. Are we looking better now? Let me know, because I've now got the camera set up. We're now looking towards the windmill. It's kind of looking, like I say, it's kind of like an east-northeast direction. And we're seeing quite a few stars up there. We're actually looking at the constellation of Auriga. It's like a circle. Can you see? It's like a circle above the windmill there. It's like a sort of oval. And the bright star just at the top there, that's called Capella. And it's a pretty bright star. If you go out tonight and it's clear, you'll see Capella. You can't miss it. It's the brightest star in the Oh, and you see those two stars down to the left? Can you see where the lamp, you know where the shelter is? And you see that lamp down on the left-hand corner, left-hand quarter of the screen? There are two stars, one above the other. Can you tell me what those stars are? Anybody? It's a famous constellation that's on the zodiac. So can anybody tell me what those two stars belong to? There's a plane just going past one of them. Where the lamp post is with the light on. Famous zodiacal constellation. Well, we've now got over 100 watching, and we're live here. We're looking at the stars above Lytham. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that picture now. I've managed to get the stars visible. The star above the windmill. Some of them look to be flashing a bit, don't they? Oh, is that someone on a bike? Someone going past on a bike. Yeah, a little bit of cloud there as well, but it's not too bad. By the way, those stars that I was talking about, those are the stars of Gemini, the twins. So those two stars down there, by that, if you look to the left of the windmill, the second light from the windmill near the shelter, those two stars there are the heads of the twins, Castor and Pollux. And they'll be a bit more prominent next month. You'll be able to see them quite easily when they get higher up. They're only just rising at the moment. In fact, we'll have Orion coming up fairly soon, so I'm hoping that we might get a chance to see a little bit of Orion. I'm not too sure with that cloud, that the cloud might be just in the wrong place, I don't know, but we can try. Someone's asked about the Pleiades. Well, you can actually see the Pleiades. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's try and see if we can just move over towards the Pleiades a bit, because the Pleiades are in the shot now. They're actually in the shot right now. Let me know. Can you see the Pleiades? They're actually in the top right hand sort of corner. See if I can get them center of the screen. I might put my other lens on and see if we can zoom in on the Pleiades. Moonage is here. Hi Moonage. We've got 110 watching. We're doing a bit of stargazing here in Lytham. I'm going to see if I can get on the Pleiades. Now they're not very bright. They are quite faint, but I'm going to put them centre of the screen if I can. So they're a little bit more centre of the screen now. Can you see them? Let me know if you can see the Pleiades. The Seven Sisters. They look to be twinkling. I tell you what, I'll just bump it up a bit more. Now then, that's about as bright as I can get it. But we've got the Pleiades there. I'll see if I can probably zoom in on them, you know. There you go, the Pleiades, Seven Sisters. So we're now zoomed in a bit, and we can see, look at them twinkling. Can you see them? They're twinkling away, aren't they? It's an open cluster, the Pleiades. So to the left of the screen is the constellation of Auriga, and that bright star is called Capella. So if you go out tonight and you have a look towards the sort of northeast, you'll see that, and you'll see the Pleiades as well. Thanks, Stephen. Got 115. Don't forget to hit the like button. I don't normally do that on this, but if you hit the like button or hit the thumbs up, then it might get more people to watch, because the more people that like the video, the more people YouTube tends to show. Cat's Rule is here. Hi to Cat's Rule. More people get to see the video. It gets shared to more people. I'm just going to go down a little bit, because there's a constellation. Well, it's not a constellation. It's another group of stars underneath the Pleiades. Can you see like a V shape on its side? Oh look, there's a plane. Or is it a plane? Might be a UFO. Oh, it's a plane. It's got strobes. If you look below the Pleiades, and the plane is just about to fly just through it now, that V shape that's on its side, can you see it? That V shape is the Hyades. It's called the Hyades. And that plane is going right through it. It's going right over the top of it, look. So that plane there, in the centre of the screen, just flying towards the left to the right, is going right above what we call the Hyades cluster. And the brightest star in the Hyades cluster is that one just at the bottom there. And that is the Eye of the Bull. It is, can't remember the name, Aldebaran. Aldebaran. And that's part of the constellation of Taurus. Constellation of Taurus there, the Hyades. So that V shape that you're looking at there is a part, it's an asterism called the Hyades. But it's part of Taurus. It's part of the constellation of Taurus. Oh, got 120. We're going up, folks. We're getting some more people in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and more people might get a chance to see the video. But we're currently looking at a star cluster. We're looking at a couple of star clusters. We're looking at the open cluster, the Pleiades, very famous open cluster. You can see it quite easily. It looks a bit like a fuzzy. It's a bit fuzzy actually. It's best to get your binoculars out and have a look at it. And those stars are amazing. They're like blue stars. They're all quite young stars as well. And just under the Pleiades is the Hyades. And that's the one that's got that very bright orange looking star called Aldebaran, otherwise known as the Eye of the Bull. Rick Freeman is here. Hi to Rick. Oh, we got right up to 134. We have got 134 people watching. If you've just joined us, hit the thumbs up. We're doing a bit of stargazing tonight. I'm here in Lytham, Lancashire, northwest UK, just for anybody watching from abroad. And we're just currently looking at roughly at the northeastern part of the sky. We're looking towards the constellations of Auriga on the left hand side with that bright star Capella. If you look towards the middle of the screen, just above the middle of the screen, are the Pleiades, otherwise known as the Seven Sisters, twinkling away there. And then if you look below the Seven Sisters, the Pleiades, just below the centre of the screen, is a V-shaped cluster of stars on its side, and that's known as the Hyades cluster. And the Hyades cluster is part of the zodiacal constellation Taurus, where the brightest star there that you can see is called Aldebaran, and they call it the Eye of the Bull. Yeah. So what I might do now is I might just zoom back out again. And just bear with me while I zoom back out. Just got to make the picture a bit. Oh, are we getting that? Bear with me. Right, okay, so let's go back to where we were before. So we've got a much wider view now. Hi to Jace. Let's have a look and see who's commenting. I'm just going to check the messages. Thanks, Rick Freeman. Ace vids of the US trip. Yeah, it's a pity that I wasn't well when I went to America. I caught a bug, and it really kind of knocked me out, especially when I was at Yellowstone. It kind of ruined my trip a little. Well, it didn't ruin it, but it was a bit of a it was a bit annoying. Yeah, hi to Anthony Goodwin, Anthony and Fran in Staining. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, Mick DC. Sir Fonzie Daz is here as always. Thanks to all the mods as well who've come in. I'm just checking on the comment. What sort of exposure would you need to get the nebula around the Pleiades? That's a good question. I've actually done it myself. You need to really use like a tracking mount, and I would say you need a dark sky as well, because if you want to get the nebula, you could do with getting it from a dark sky, because if you're in light pollution, the light pollution will probably take over and you'll never get the nebula. If you can get it with about 30 seconds or something. You don't need that long an exposure to get the nebula on the Pleiades, but you do need a dark sky, a pretty dark sky, and I would advise using a tracker. Now look, if you look at the picture now, if you look at the screen now, we're still looking at the same part of the sky. We can see a few planes flying around. We've got the Pleiades and the Hyades just to the right of the centre of the screen near the top. We've also got the whole of the constellation of Auriga there. But if you look down towards the bottom left, can you see how those two stars are now getting higher? We're actually seeing the stars rise as I film this live stream. Exactly the same on every trip this week. Ruined all of them. Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't it, Rick? The thing is, I caught it when I was over here. I didn't catch it over there. I caught it over here. And then when I went to America, I was only really bad for a couple of days. I wasn't bad for the whole trip. It was just when I was at Yellowstone and the day after. But apart from that, I wasn't too bad. But you know, it's not nice being when you're not that well, when you're far away from home. But yeah, those two stars there, part of Gemini, they're really getting up now. Look at that, that's amazing. And what I want to do now is I want to see if I can just move the camera around and see if we can get some stars in a different part of the sky. See if we can get any different stars. So let's try that, shall we? I'll move the camera around. I tell you that I can't really say a whole lot to be to be quite honest. But that's a nice looking sky though, isn't it? I think. Liz says it's buffering. Oh, don't tell me we're buffering again. I've still got a 5G signal with two bars. Right, let's see if we can move around. Let's see if we can see anything else. So if I move the camera around a bit, you might be able to see something in the distance over there. There's a. Can you see that red thing? Well, that's like it's TV mast in Wales. So you can still see the Pleiades there. Just trying to suss what we're looking at in this part of the sky. Yeah, I was a bit worried actually before I came on, because about an hour before I came out it was really cloudy, and I thought, you know what? I thought this is going to be a disaster because I can't see anything. But luckily enough, it's yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot in that part of the sky. So I'll move the camera around a bit more. I'll tell you what, we can see. I might be able to get you Saturn. Let's see if we can get Saturn, shall we? If I turn around over here, now then, can you see that? Now you can actually see. I'll just get it level. I do like to have it level. Let's see. Am I doing the right one? Oh, I would go the wrong way. Can you see how you've got that light pollution? We've got a lot of light pollution coming from Southport and Liverpool as we look south. We're now looking towards the south, and you can see Saturn, and it's literally on the southern meridian. That bright speck near the top of the screen is Saturn. It's quite well placed at the moment, although the rings are not very open. They're quite closed up, the rings. So if you have a look at Saturn through a telescope, you will have a job to see the rings. But yeah, that bright speck. If you've just joined us, we're doing some stargazing here from Lytham in northwest UK. Don't forget to hit the like button. We've got 136. It's a pretty good crowd watching. Now the amazing thing is about what we're looking at here is we're looking towards Southport and Liverpool. So there's a massive light dome there. But if you look towards the right, can you see how that light just drops off? Because you've then got the Irish Sea. So it just goes totally dark. Well, it's not totally dark because you do get quite a lot of light that comes over. But yeah, we're now looking in the direction of Southport and Liverpool. It's probably Liverpool that gives off most of the light. But you can see Saturn up there shining away. I'm just going to move it around a bit more, just to show you that effect of that dark sky. Just look at the way that how this is a thing, you see, because it shows you how much more you can see when you go to a dark place, you know, because that light pollution is a bit of a killer, isn't it? It's if you're in the middle of Liverpool, you're not really going to be able to do much stargazing, are you? Rick, have you ever thought about getting one of those smart telescopes? Because they look pretty good. I know a few people have got them, you know. Might be handy to get one of them to take abroad rather than, you know, a big camera and everything. It's something I've been thinking about. But yeah, we're really looking into the darkness now. You can see, as you look towards the bottom right of the screen, you can see the buoys and whatever out in the sea. If I could maybe turn a bit more that way. Let's see if we can bring it more all that way. What can we see over there? Well, I'll tell you what we can see. If I aim the camera up a bit. Let's see if I can aim the camera up a bit. We might be able to see the summer triangle, although saying that, it could be blocked by my van, I think, because my van is just in the way here, so I'm not sure if we can see any of that. But but you can certainly see the light, that light dome from Liverpool just drops off in the middle of the screen. So you've got light pollution on the left hand side of the screen, and you've got darkness on the right hand side of the screen. So that just shows you the difference, doesn't it, between the you know, that's why it's so important. If you want to do stargazing, it's best to go somewhere as dark as possible and get away from the light pollution, because light pollution is a killer, isn't it? But yeah, we're doing all right at the moment. We've got 150. We have now got 150 watching. If you've just joined the live stream, welcome. I'm outside. We're doing a bit of stargazing. We're having a look towards the south here. That's Saturn, the left of the centre, that bright speck. There's a plane going by towards the left hand side. There's quite a few planes around, isn't there, actually? So we're now looking pretty much due south. I'm just trying to see what constellations we've got there. There's nothing. In fact, that's Aquarius. Aquarius. Just below Saturn to the right is Aquarius. But it's a very, very dim constellation. It really doesn't show up all that well. I'll see if I can brighten it up a bit. Let's see if we can get Aquarius. I'll brighten it up a bit. I know someone who's an Aquarius, actually. So let's see if this works. Right, let's see. See if we can brighten it up a bit, shall we? I think that's about as bright as I can go. Now, I've actually got Aquarius. I can't believe we can see Aquarius. If you look at Saturn, So Saturn's that very bright speck to the left of the centre, the brightest speck that you can see in the light pollution. If you look towards the right, just into going into the darkness, centre of the screen, just above the centre, there's like a few stars. There's like 3 stars, and I'll see if I can get them. I'll get them centre, because that is Aquarius, folks. Dead centre of the screen. I don't think I've ever really... No, I've never filmed Aquarius before, but it's such a faint constellation. And it's right in the centre of the screen now. Can you see they've got like a sort of... It's almost like a Big Dipper. Stars are part of Aquarius. How about that? It is a very, very faint constellation now. It's very difficult to see, because there are no really, really bright stars. Do we have a quiz tonight? Actually, yes, we do have a quiz. Yeah, I will be doing a quiz as we look towards the zodiac. Aquarius. It doesn't really stand out very much. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm just going to show you it on Stellarium. So this is what we're looking at. I hope you can see this, but I'll just turn my light off. But can you see what I mean about Aquarius? It's gone off now. Oh, you know what's happening? It's... Oh, man, it's... I've got it on the... I've got to turn it off. Let's go back onto the camera while I sort this out. I've got it on the handheld view. Oh, how do I get it off that? Right. Bear with me. How do I turn it off? Ah, turn that off. Right, got it now. I think I've got it. Can you see? Can you see what I mean about those stars that are kind of like a bit like a big... You know where the head of Aquarius is? The head. Aquarius is the water carrier. Is it? Is that right? Or am I thinking of something else? Yeah, the water carrier. But you can definitely see that group of stars there, can't you? That just go off the head there. He's looking into those stars. So if I put them back on now... If I put the camera back on, you can see them. Can you see them? So we're now looking at Aquarius. You know what? I'm actually quite pleased with that. I'm actually quite pleased we've managed to pick up a very faint constellation there. It's not something that I'm all that familiar with, to be honest, Aquarius. I wouldn't have been able to pick it out. It's one. I know my stars, but if you were to ask me to look for Aquarius, I don't think I'd have been able to pick it out, because it's that faint. Hi to Neil Blenkinsop. Ah, Moonage Daydream. Aquarius is my star sign. There you go. This is for Moonage. Let's zoom in on Aquarius a bit, shall we? Just bear with me while I... There you go. So we're pretty much looking at the head of Aquarius there, the water carrier, and yeah, it actually looks. You can see quite a lot of stars, but it is a very, very faint constellation. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at it with my eyes, and I can't even see it with my eyes. I've had to put the camera on it and boost the exposure so that we can see it. Yeah. But if you want to see Aquarius, look towards Saturn, because on the left-hand side of the screen is Saturn. Sharon Morris, I'm a Virgo. Yep, I'm a Virgo as well. Now then, I'm going to go back to where we were before, where we were when we started. And things have changed quite a bit. Wait until you see. Just wait. Right, I'm just going to zoom back out of that. Just bear with me. Bear with me while I zoom out. Oh, hello. I'll be back on again in a second. I'm going to go back to where we started, and things have changed quite a bit. I'm looking over there now, and I can see something that we couldn't see before, and I want you to try and guess what it is. So let's head back there again, shall we? Right, let's just do this. Oh, I'll tell you what, things have changed quite a bit. Oh, sorry, just lost it. Right, now, can you see that? Going the wrong way. Now, things have changed quite a bit since I was last here. You can see those two stars. Just brighten it up a bit. In fact, oh, look at that, a bird. Was that a seagull? Something just flew right across there then. If you've just joined us, welcome. We're doing some stargazing here in the northwest of UK. We're currently looking towards the northeast part of the sky. We've got 154 watching. Can you see how those two stars have now risen right up? There's a plane flying just under the bottom one. Can you see a plane? There's another speck in the sky below those two stars, bottom left. Can you see it? It's a very bright speck. I'll see if I can zoom in on it. Can anybody tell me what this might be? I'll bring it to the centre. Does anybody know what that bright speck might be? Okay, so the chat is just frozen up. Boberson, Jupiter, Stephen Smith, Jupiter. Yes, we have got Jupiter coming up, and that is Jupiter. If you look at the windmill and you look to the left, and that speck there, that's Jupiter rising. And the two stars that are just above it, in between those two clouds, those are the heads of the twins of Gemini. And they're actually quite easy to see, Gemini. Quite an easy constellation to see, unlike Aquarius, which we were just looking at before. See Uranus through Stellarium. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do that. We're a bit too wide, I'm afraid. If anybody wants me, because I can see it, I can put my bigger lens on and we can see if we can zoom in on it. I'll see if I can, how close I can get. I might be able to get a bit more detail on it. So if you want me to have a go at that, let me know, and I'll have a go. Oh, 164 watching. If you've just joined us, we're doing a bit of stargazing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're at it. We're currently looking towards Jupiter, which is rising. So if you can see the windmill there, look to the left of the windmill. Past that lamppost, in between the two lampposts, there is a bright speck just above the horizon, and that is Jupiter. Jupiter is rising, and the two stars just above Jupiter there are Castor and Pollux, the heads of the twins. Don't forget to hit the. How many likes have we got? Because the more people that like it, the more chance more it gets shared out. Can't wait for the Geminids. Yeah, I can't wait for the Geminids, because the Geminid meteor shower actually comes from Gemini. That's why it's called the Geminids. Oh, I've got plans for the Geminids. Wait till you hear. I wonder if we can see Orion, because Orion will be coming up soon, you know. In fact, I think we can see Orion, you know. Yeah. You know, if you look towards the right-hand side of the screen, we can actually see Betelgeuse. if you look towards the right hand side of the screen, can you see we've got 2 stars that are in between the clouds? Well, that first star you see is Betelgeuse, and the other star that is just above it to the right, almost to the edge of the frame, is that Bellatrix? It's Bellatrix. That's Orion. Orion is rising, folks. By the way, if you want me to put my longer lens on, let me know. Oh, we've got a pretty good crowd. We've got a pretty good crowd. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I like to come out and do a bit of stargazing and try and show you the stars when I get a chance. So that's what we're doing tonight. And we're currently looking at Orion rising. I'm just going to move more towards Orion, shall I? Now there is a little bit of cloud. There is a little bit of cloud, but basically those 2 stars there near the centre of the screen, well, the one that's closer to the centre of the screen is Betelgeuse. And the other one is, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to go to this. And I'll show you what we're seeing on oh, why is that? I don't know why that was on an unknown location, because I'd already set it up before. And then right, so that's Saturn. Look at that now. Can you see? That's what we've just been looking at. We've been looking at Jupiter. We've been looking at Gemini. As you can see, the 2 twins there, the 2 heads just above Jupiter. And now we've got Orion. It is Bellatrix, yeah. So the stars we can see on Orion are Betelgeuse and Bellatrix, as you can see there. We can't see the belt stars at the moment, but we might be able to if we wait a bit longer. But yeah, those 2 stars there are Betelgeuse, and I think we might be able to see the belt stars just between the clouds. Just between the clouds. Hi to Karen Davis. Well, you know, do you remember a few years ago when Betelgeuse faded really badly and it looked like Betelgeuse had almost disappeared? Do you remember that? And we thought it might blow up. Yeah. It was really weird because it made Orion look different. It just looked totally different, the constellation, because Betelgeuse had... I'm just going to zoom in a bit. Bear with me while I zoom in a little bit on Orion. There's Orion. I think you can see some of the belt stars just between the gap in the clouds. Can you see? Dead centre of the screen. Stars there. 2 of them. Alnitak and Alnilam, I think. So we've got Betelgeuse there to the left. Bellatrix is just up there on the near the top there. We've got planes flying all over the place. We've got that red mast on the horizon. That's an aerial, a TV mast, a TV and radio mast. That's actually in North Wales. That. So we're looking over towards North Wales direction. Hi to Mary Brown. Green Cat says tilt up. Beyond Derry Valley. I love Alnitak so much. Going around. Yeah, there's a lot going on around that star, Alnitak. That one that you can see between the stars, between the clouds, the belt star of Orion. You've got the Horsehead Nebula and the Flame Nebula. I'm using a Panasonic S5 II with an 18mm f1.8 lens. So it's quite a fast lens. And it's good for... Oh, look at this now, folks. We can see the belt stars now of Orion. Can you see that? Oh, can I zoom in? I'll just see if I can. Oh, look at that. The belt of Orion. Look at that. Can you see that? They're the belt stars there now, look. You know, the amazing thing about the belt stars of Orion is they indicate where the celestial equator is. So the celestial equator is basically the Earth's equator projected out into space. And that top belt star, as we're looking at the belt star now, they're almost, well, they're pointing upwards, aren't they? But when Orion gets to the southern meridian, those belt stars will be a bit more level. You know, they'll look like a sort of level line almost. It's just the way, it's just the orientation at the moment because it's rising. But that top star, Alnitak, Alnilam, Mintaka, is just below the celestial equator. So it's just in the southern celestial hemisphere. If you're on the equator, you can get to see all of them stars overhead, well, every night. Well, not every night, because obviously throughout the year there will be some time, it'll be overhead during the day. But it basically means that those three stars are always above the equator. They're always above the equator. So theoretically, they go over your head every day if you're on the equator. I always thought Winter Hill was Lancashire. It is actually, no, that mass we're looking at there is not Winter Hill. Oh, is it? Hang on a second. Oh, you know what? That's Winter Hill. I was wrong. Sorry about that, folks. It's Winter Hill. What am I on about, me? It is Winter Hill. I said it was Wales. Take that back. It's not Wales. It's not Wales, folks. It's Winter Hill. I don't know how I got that wrong. The Wales one's a little bit further out from here. I can see it, but I don't know why. I thought I was looking towards. I don't know why. Sorry, take that back. It's Winter Hill. It's Winter Hill. How did I say Wales? When I know, and I've been up Winter Hill so many times. I should know, shouldn't I? I got it wrong. So that mast that I've been saying is in Wales is actually Winter Hill. Right, I'm just going to zoom out. Just bear with me while I grab the edges of the picture and yeah. Imagine getting that mixed up with one in Wales. How many have we got now? We have got 174 watching. Thanks to everyone who's just joined in. If you've just joined us, we're doing a bit of stargazing here in the northwest of UK. We're currently looking towards Orion, so we're looking what direction roughly is that? It's going to be east, isn't it? Yeah, it's looking east. So we're looking east at the moment towards Orion. Remember, stars rise in the east and set in the west. Sorry about that, Dave. My bad. I got the mast wrong, the transmitter. Here's me thinking it was the one in Wales when I've got to move a lot further to the right to see the one in Wales. Imagine getting that mix, not getting Winter Hill. Thanks, Moonage. Mr. Cheatley won the local content creator of the year 2025 last night. Yes, I did. Thanks, Moonage. Thanks, Dutch Miss. I think it's because I'm kind of looking one way and then I'm looking the other way, and I'm in a bit of an awkward position, and it made me get a bit confused, thinking I was looking at the wrong thing. Right, I'm going to... oh, we can definitely see Orion rising now. We can see Rigel. Rigel. Let's just check the comments. I'm just going to put back onto me. Hang on. Right, so I'll just go through the comments. Thanks, Sharon. We're in Knot End, a really good sky here. Thanks, Beyond Every Valley. Thanks, Akash Monster. I can see Jupiter coming up next to the windmill. Yeah, well, are we still on Jupiter? Can you still see Jupiter? Yeah, you can see quite a lot on here now. We can see Gemini to the left and Jupiter. And you can see those two stars. Just look at the way they've risen since I've been on. We've got Orion rising in the middle of the screen, just slightly to the right of the middle. And we can almost see the whole of Orion. Thanks, Brummy in the Highlands. Thanks, Mary Brown. Thanks, Mildred. We've got 175 watching. If there's anybody new watching, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the like button. We've got a really good crowd here watching. That is a beautiful looking sky, isn't it? And I think what I might do is I might try the longer lens in on Jupiter. And then after that, I'm going to go to the quiz. Because I do have a quiz. But I'm not going to ask as many questions as I normally do. Because I don't want it to go on too long. I'm only going to ask 5 questions in this quiz. So yeah, I can definitely see Orion. I can definitely see Betelgeuse. It's twinkling away. I'm tempted to put my longer lens on and get in a bit closer to Betelgeuse and also get onto Orion as well. Onto Jupiter. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've got my longer lens. Look at that there. It's a Panasonic Lumix 70-300. I hope it's a real Panasonic, by the way, because I was watching a video the other day, a YouTube video about televisions, and the guy said that Panasonic put their name on TVs that aren't even made by Panasonic. They're made by somewhere in Turkey, a firm called Vestel. And I thought, bloody hell, that's a bit naughty, isn't it? So they're selling TVs with Panasonic on, and yet they're nothing to do with Panasonic. They don't have any... I'm pretty sure that this is Panasonic. My camera is Panasonic. It's made by Panasonic. It's not made by anybody else. And it is a really, really nice camera. I'm going to put this lens on now, and we'll see if we can get in a bit closer to the stars, shall we? So I'll just do that now. I'll leave you on. I'm going to have to turn the camera off. Well, that doesn't matter because you're not looking at it anyway. So I'll just take that lens off. Well, that's the 18mm f1.8. It's an S lens, S-line lens. Very fast lens. Got a very fast aperture. Very important for stars. So this might be a bit tricky. So I'm just going to put this on now. Bear with me. Right, okay, so that's on. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to have to just adjust this a bit. Right, I'm going to put the other camera on now. Let's see. Oh, we're doing all right. Thank you so much to Cat's Rule. Amazing, $10. Thanks so much to Cat's Rule. Let's see if we got a picture. Oh, we have. Oh, now we're a bit closer, aren't we? Oh, that's pretty good, isn't it? Oh, what do you think to that, folks? We're a bit closer now, aren't we? We can see Jupiter there. Let's see if we can get it a bit more. Zoom in on Jupiter. There's Jupiter. I don't think we'll get any detail on it, but we'll just trying to unlock the lens at the moment. The lens is locked. I wonder if we can get to see the moons around Jupiter. Can you see them? Oh, you can. Oh, look at that. Isn't it amazing? Wow. Look at that, folks. That is amazing. We are looking. I'll just make Jupiter and its moons. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I think we've got a bit of cloud coming around it. Oh, sorry, folks. We've got cloud. I thought it seemed to be disappearing. We've actually got a bit of cloud moving just over Jupiter. I can't believe it, but we just got it. What's happened to the moons? The moons just disappeared, and now the planet is disappearing before our very eyes. It's going, folks. Oh, but we managed to see it though, didn't we? We did manage to see those amazing moons. We got to see those amazing moons of Jupiter just before that cloud took over. What a pain. So I'm going to have to move on to something else now, folks. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll move on to Orion. So let's come back out again. Let's go past. Oh, look at the windmill. Aren't we close to the windmill? Let's have a look at the windmill first, shall we? That's Lytham Windmill. I'll just darken it down a bit. Lytham Windmill, yeah. I've been in Lytham. It's really good actually. If you get a chance to come down, go inside the windmill. Got a nice museum in there, and they've also got a lifeboat as well, an old lifeboat, because the old lifeboat house is right next to it. And you can have a look at the old lifeboat and the museum. It's really, really good. But I'm going to go on to Orion now. Let's go on to Orion, shall we? Come on. Let's get in close. Oh, look at that. Look at the belt of Orion. Oh, look at this, folks. That is amazing. The belt of Orion. We could almost get the whole constellation in one. How amazing is that? In fact, if I do that, I think that we can get... We are now looking at the constellation of Orion. We've got it in whole. Well, we're actually missing... Right? Are we missing... Which one are we missing? We're missing we're missing a star called Safe. But we're pretty much looking at Orion. Orion is rising. Those are the famous belt stars that you can see right in the middle. Absolutely amazing. What a view. The nebula is visible. Can you see the nebula? I mean, it is really low down at the moment. You can see the nebula. You can actually see it, just about, although it is. This is about as bright as I can get it. I'm gonna get into the nebula. Now I just want to show you a picture of the nebula, which I've took from here. Now there's a... Hang on. That's Orion Nebula. And that's a photograph that I took from here. Oh, yeah, this very spot, actually. There's the Horsehead Nebula. And Alnitak. That's one of the... You see that star there to the left-hand side? That's Alnitak. The bottom belt star that we're looking at. And that's the light pollution that we have here. And you can see Orion is a lot higher up there, but that was taken when Orion was on the southern meridian, so that Orion was in a totally different part of the sky than it is at the moment. At the moment, it's just rising. But yeah, I'm going to try and take you into the nebula now. So we'll go back on the main camera, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to show you where that nebula is. Now, I don't think that we'll get to see too much of it, but I'll just show you where it is. It's not going to look anything like the photograph, but basically, middle of the screen now, if I can just bring that down. Can you see that there? middle of the screen. You see, like you got the belt stars up there to the left, and if you sort of come down on an angle 45 towards the middle of the screen, just lower, slightly lower than the middle of the screen, we've got the Orion Nebula. Can't believe we can actually pick that up, and it's really low down. The thing is, it's so low down at the moment, it's in the murk. It would be a lot easier to pick up when it's higher up. But that is the Orion Nebula, folks, that we're looking at right now. It's too low to get a good view of it. But hi to Susie Carr. Well, we've got 186 watching. If you've just joined us, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I wonder if we can get to 200. 194. Wow. We're going really well in this. I think I'll put the quiz off for a little bit. Yeah, because we're doing really well. We're currently looking towards the constellation of Orion. We've got the famous belt stars there in the upper left part of the screen. Alnitak at the bottom. Mintaka. Oh, sorry, Alnilam in the middle. And the one at the top there, the top belt star, as we can see it now, is called Mintaka. And if you look down towards, away from them towards the centre of the screen, you can see like a sort of group of 3-4 sort of stars, a bit of a fuzzy patch, looks a bit fuzzy. That is the Orion Nebula. I'm absolutely blown away by that view. It looks amazing. Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, we won't be able to get to see the Milky Way tonight. It's too much light pollution. Although I have captured it from here, though. Yeah, we are heading towards a new moon. Is that as far in as I can get? You know, I can get further in, you know. Let's try and get further in. Sorry, I forgot I wasn't zoomed in. But we're currently looking towards the Orion Nebula. Can you see the trapezium? There's like a group of 4 stars near the centre of the screen, and it's called the trapezium. And I think it's those stars, the very, very young stars, that are responsible for lighting up the nebula. Doesn't that look amazing? You know, I don't know about you on your TV. I hope you can see it as well as me, because it looks amazing on my screen. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, we can't really see the nebula. We can't see the cloud. It doesn't look like the photograph. I'll show you the photograph again. We might be able to recognise some of the stars, though. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at this part of the sky. We're looking at that part there. Now, obviously, we're not seeing it like that because that's a long exposure photograph. But we can see the brighter stars of that. So I'll just put you back on. I think that looks amazing. But it's so low down at the moment, and it's looking good. When that gets a lot higher up, it'll be, I think I might be able to capture, I might be able to bring you the nebula live. I'll probably use my other lens as well, because I've got a lens that's a bit faster than this one. The lens I'm using here is particularly slow. I think it's at f5.6. So when you zoom out, the aperture goes down. Let's see if we can get to 200. Come on, we're don't forget to hit the like. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the thumbs up. We might get to 200 people watching this video, because we're getting close, and that would be really good. I'm going to zoom back out again. That's the Winter Hill mass, by the way. Not Wales, Winter Hill. I'm just correcting myself again. Why did I say that was Wales before? It's nowhere near Wales. It's Winter Hill. I don't know, I don't always get it right, do I? Just trying to, how do I zoom out? Right. I've just got to, just bear with me while I zoom out, and we'll get the view of Orion again. Yeah, I'm just trying to straighten it up, just bear with me. Right, there we go. Is that right? Thanks, Moonage. Yes, it's free to subscribe. I'm just going to get Orion. So there you go. We can pretty much see the whole of Orion almost now, with those famous belt stars right in the middle of the screen. And it's only just clearing. It's only just clearing the horizon. But that looks amazing, doesn't it? It's 190 watching. Can we get to 200? Come on. We're watching Orion rising here. We must be able to get to 200 watching. That'd be really, really good. So I'm just wondering, if I point my lens at Saturn, would I be able to see the rings at all? It'd be a challenge. Type 1 if you want me to point the lens towards Saturn and see if we can get any kind of hint of the rings. So type 1 if you want to have a look at Saturn. Not promising anything. And the rings are quite what you call edge on, where you're kind of looking along the plane of the rings, so they're not really in the best position. Yeah, it does look a bit weird when it's rising, doesn't it, Orion? Because it's on such an angle. That's better. We can see the other star now at the top. Bellatrix. Thanks, Susie. Everyone's typing 1, so I will... We're going to come away from Orion now. I think that's really good. I'm so pleased we've got Orion, because that was what I wanted to capture. I wanted to capture Orion rising, and we pretty much got to see all of it really. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Saturn now. Right, I'm just going to go to Saturn, so I'll just put you on me while I get it onto Saturn. Now I've got to go into a bit of an awkward position here because I'm kind of looking at it the wrong way, but don't worry, I'm bringing this Saturn any second. Right, okay. Come on, we can get to 200 watching. I'm going to go to Saturn. There's Saturn there. Let's see if we can zoom in and see anything. Any hint that is a planet with rings. Not promising anything. I've just hung on while I see if I can zoom in. Oh, I don't know, folks. What do you think? Hang on. Sorry about this. I'm doing my best here, folks. Oh, what do you think? I don't know. I actually think that does not look totally round. It doesn't look like a round blob to me. And I would say that we can... Oh, do you think I can get in a bit closer? Just bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to try and get in a little bit closer. Just bear with me. I think we can see a moon as well. Ah. Oh, look at that. I definitely think that we can see evidence of the rings, because that does not look totally round to me. It would look a little bit oval. And there is something next to it. I wonder if that's Titan, the moon. I think it could be, you know, folks. I'm going to have a look. Or then again, it could just be a background star. You know what? I think, can you see Saturn? Well, I think that twinkly bit to the left is Titan. And Titan is an amazing planet because it's got because it's got an atmosphere. And I believe that we can see that right now. So you've got Saturn there, the bright blob, which looks a little bit pear-shaped, I would say. A little bit kind of oval, don't you agree? And that twinkly bit to the left there is Titan. I'll just show you. Oh, sorry. Can you see? Does that make sense? Now, it has got other moons as well, but Titan is much, much bigger than the other moons, and Titan will show up so much easier than Saturn. So that is what we're looking at. Isn't that amazing? In fact, it's drifting across the screen now as I wow, that is amazing. We can actually see a little bit of evidence there of the rings of Saturn. I think you can just about see the other, maybe possibly see the other moons as well. I don't know. I mean, it has got a few other moons. Hi, Ryan from the Isle of Man. Susie says you can definitely see a hint of the flatness of the rings and Titan. Wow. I think that's a result. I do. Yeah, it does look slightly oval. If you compare it to Jupiter, it's I tell you what, you know what, I'm going to go back on Jupiter again, because Jupiter's come back out again, and we can compare that. So look at that now. That's Saturn and Titan. That twinkly bit just to the left there is the moon Titan. So we're looking at Saturn now. So get a good look at that, and then I'm going to go back to Jupiter again, and you can look at the difference. But I've just got to zoom out. Sorry, just bear with me while I've just got to stretch this. I was really going in Saturn, really zooming in on it there. Onto Jupiter again. So let's get back to Jupiter, shall we? Right, I'm going to head back to Jupiter again. Jupiter is looking a lot brighter now. Now that Jupiter has gone up, it's a lot brighter. Oh, we got 200 watching. 200. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'm going to put the camera onto Jupiter now. So 200. That is amazing. We got to 200, folks. Let's see if we can get back onto Jupiter again. Now that's Castor and Pollux, those two stars there. That's Jupiter. Whoa, look at that. I'm just going to zoom in a bit. Just bear with me while I bring it a bit closer. Sorry about that. Now we are now looking at Jupiter. Isn't that absolutely amazing? We can see all four of the Neptunian. What am I on about? Neptunian. All four of the Galilean moons. Look at that. And it does look round compared to Saturn, I think. What do you think? I think it looks round because Jupiter doesn't have rings. Well, it does. Funny enough, Jupiter does have a ring system, but it's not one that you can see. In fact, I think all the planets, well, not all of them, but Neptune has rings. Jupiter has a ring system. Oh, sorry, I'm not sure about Neptune, but I know Uranus has rings. Has a ring. Yeah, look at that. You can actually see all four. There's one very close to the planet. I'll show you Stellarium in a minute, and we'll see which ones they are. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? Jupiter. Wow, that is incredible. Well, this has been really good tonight. I'm actually going right over time here, you know. I was only meant to do till 9 o'clock. I'm going to do a quiz any second. Bit of a cut down quiz, but don't mention Sirius. You know what will happen. We will get a John McEnroe impersonation. You cannot be serious, Moonage. Just look at that. That is the planet Jupiter, the king of planets. And all of the I nearly said it again, Neptunian, Galilean moons. The Galilean moons are obviously the biggest moons of Jupiter. Jupiter's got about 50 to 60 moons altogether, but these are the only moons that you can really see. What's that? Is that a plane? Oh, it's a plane. So, plane flying below Jupiter. Or is it aliens? This is with the 300mm, but I've also zoomed in quite a bit as well. But I've got a good idea to get in a lot closer if I use a telescope. It's just the telescope's a little bit unwieldy, so I tend to use a camera lens. But we did it, folks. We got Jupiter. Just going to zoom out. Right, I've just got to bear with me while well, we got to 200 people. Amazing. We're still sort of up that end as well, so that's not bad. We've done really well tonight. I'm very happy with what we've got because I was a bit worried that it might be a bit too cloudy. So I've zoomed back out again and we're now looking towards obviously Jupiter there, and if I go up from Jupiter you can see Castor and Pollux, those two stars above Jupiter, slightly to the left. The heads of Gemini. In fact, I was supposed to show you what we could see, wasn't I, with Jupiter? I forgot. Right. So if you remember when we were looking at Jupiter before, those are the moons. That's how we were seeing it. Can you see that? Isn't that amazing? We could see that. For real. Callista at the bottom, Ganymede, Io and Europa. So there you go. How about that? Absolutely amazing. I'll just go back on here again. So, right. Someone's sending me messages. Oh, someone said they'd just sent a meteor. Oh, I didn't see it. If anyone saw a meteor, let me know. Let's go back on the camera again. I might just go back to my other lens, and then we'll do the quiz. Okay, that's what we'll do. 200 watching. If you've just joined us, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. We're doing really well. We're doing a bit of stargazing. I'm based in northwest UK, just in case you're watching from around the world. And we were looking at Jupiter just before, and we could see the moons, the Galilean moons of Jupiter. So it was absolutely amazing. Thanks, Stephanie. I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably put my other lens back on again, and then we'll have a quiz. So I'm going to put, it's a nice lens, the 18mm f1.8. I'm going to put that back on again. So we'll take off this long one. You know, Jupiter is actually looking really bright now. If you go outside and you want to see Jupiter, you can. Just go outside and look towards the east. You need to have a low horizon because it is quite low down, but you can definitely spot Jupiter. If you want to see Saturn, just look towards the south. It's about halfway up the sky. Well, maybe a bit less than halfway up the sky, but Saturn's a lot probably easier to see because it's higher up. Right, let's see. I've just put my other lens on. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a lot brighter, this lens. You can see a lot more. So look at that. Orion's still coming up. You can see Orion there. Oh, we can see so much. And we've got so many people watching, 200 people. I think we've done really well tonight. We've got to see some amazing things. I'm just going to leave it on this picture now, and I'm going to ask a few questions. I'm only going to ask 5. So if everybody's ready for the quiz, type 1. If you're ready for the quiz, type 1. And then we'll go to the quiz. As we look towards the windmill of... Can you see that plane just going past the belt of Orion? There's a plane there going from right to left. It's just gone under the belt stars. Everybody's typing 1. So we want the... Okay. It's a multiple choice question, this one. What is the approximate average temperature of the surface of the sun? The surface of the sun. 10,000 Kelvin, 5,800 Kelvin, 1,100 Kelvin, or 3,000 Kelvin? So what is the approximate average temperature of the surface of the sun? 10,000, 5,800, 1,100, or 3,000 Kelvin? I do know the answer. I don't need to look the answer up. Funny enough, the temperature of the sun's surface is a lot less than its atmosphere. That is really weird. Got still people typing 1 here. I think my chat is well behind. But I'm going to pick the first person to get it right. I've had some answers in that are wrong. M3D107 says 3,000. Goldie says 10,000. Beyond Every Valley was the first one to get it right with 5,800 Kelvin. That's the temperature of the surface of the sun. 5,800. Philip Fish got it right. Bob McBoberson, 1 cross each was about right. But it was Beyond Every Valley who got it first. What is the average supernova rate in a galaxy the size of the Milky Way? Once every 10 years, every 50 years, every 150 years, or every 500 years? Now, I don't know the answer to this. I'm going to have to guess. So how often does a supernova go off in a galaxy the size of the Milky Way? Every 10 years, 50 years, 150 years, or 500? I'm going to have an educated guess at that. But I've never really thought of that question before. How often does a supernova go off in a galaxy the same size as the Milky Way? 10, 50, 150 or 500? I'm going to have to look up the answers to that, you know, because to be honest, I've had a guess of what I think it is. But to be honest, I might be wrong. I was wrong, folks. I got the wrong answer. I guessed wrong. So what have people been saying? So Beyond Every Valley said 10 years. Now that was my answer, but I'm wrong. Goldie says 150. Susie says 150. Sharon Morris says 50, and 50 is the right answer. So there's a supernova every 50 years. That is the answer, yeah. Every 50 years. I got it wrong. I said it would be about every 10 years. But that's wrong. So the answer was every 50, or roughly every 50 years on average. I didn't know that. What is the name of the galaxy cluster where a collision may have separated dark matter? Wow, these questions are pretty deep, aren't they? Is it the Virgo cluster, the Norma cluster, the Bullet cluster, or Abel 520 cluster? Haven't got a clue. What is the name of the galaxy cluster where a collision may have separated dark matter? Virgo cluster, Norma cluster, Bullet cluster, or Abel 520? I haven't got a Scooby-Doo on that one. I'm just going to have a guess. So the answer to the last question was every 50 years. I think City Eagle has got the answer right. City Eagle said the Bullet cluster, and that is the right answer. I've never even heard of the Bullet cluster. Never heard of it. So well done to City Eagle. Where dark matter separated is in the Bullet cluster. Well, they reckon that a collision in the Bullet cluster separated dark matter. That's a very deep question, that one, isn't it? But anyway, question number 4 of 5. What is the name of the first spacecraft to orbit and touch down on the surface of an asteroid? Which spacecraft touched down on the surface of an asteroid for the first time? Was it Hayabusa, Rosetta, Galileo, or Near Shoemaker? Hayabusa, Rosetta, Galileo, or Near Shoemaker? I think, well, I don't know. I think I might know the answer. But we'll see. Hi to Peter. Peter said Bullet. Yeah, Bullet cluster. You know what? I've never even heard of it before. Honestly. So I'm learning. Just look at how everything's rising. Can you see now? Orion's getting up, and you're seeing those 2 stars there. You know, just left of the, just above the windmill. You can see Jupiter, and then you can see those 2 stars of Gemini. Just look how high up they are now compared to when I first started. They were barely above the horizon when I started. In fact, we couldn't even see Jupiter because it hadn't even risen. But look at the way it's changing now. I know these questions are very hard, aren't they? They're catching me out as well. So City Eagle got the last one right. And we've got people saying Rosetta. I'm going to have to check this myself. I think, to be honest, I would have gone for Rosetta if it was me. Let's see if I'm right. I was wrong again. The answer to the last question was near shoemaker. Again, I didn't have a clue. Did anybody get near shoemaker? I'm not sure if they did, you know. I would have gone for Rosetta. But I'm wrong. Sorry, these questions are actually quite hard, aren't they? They're even catching me out. I don't think anyone got that one right, you know. The answer was near shoemaker. I'm just looking through. I can't see anybody getting the right answer. I don't think. Anyway, I've got the last question now. Hopefully this might be a bit easier. What is... In fact, I'll put myself on just to change it a bit. What is a globular cluster? A type of galaxy cluster, a type of dust cluster, a type of asteroid cluster, or a type of star cluster? I know this one. What is a globular cluster? Galaxy cluster, a type of dust cluster, asteroid cluster, or a star cluster? So what is a globular cluster? And that's my last question. They have been quite hard, haven't they? Shall I turn my light off? I'll turn my light. I don't need my light on, do I? So we can see Orion there. I'll just go towards Orion. Orion is rising. That is a nice starry sky, isn't it? So the answer to the last question was star cluster. Star cluster. And the first person to get that right was... I think it was Jadon X. Or Jadonx Star. So well done to Jadon X, is it? Jadonx Star Cluster. Goldie got Star Cluster as well. Dave Muirhead. Yeah, Star Cluster was what we were looking for. We can't really see globular clusters. We can't. There's none that we could have a look at the moment. There is a nice one not far from too far from Orion, but we'd have to have a telescope to see it. Oh, Moonies has left us. I don't know if she's still in the room, but I think she might have left us. So bye to Moonage. But anyway, there you go. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there now. I'm getting a little bit cold. I'm actually starting to lose my voice. I've been doing so much talking. I'm struggling a little bit, but I'm going to leave it there. I think we've done really well tonight. We've got to see the stars rising. It's looking really nice now. And as you can see, if we put you back on the camera there, you can see Orion. Go out and have a look at Orion. It's still a little bit early yet because it's low down. But next month, you can go out at this time and it'll be a lot higher up. So when it gets closer to Christmas, you'll be able to see Orion a lot more easier. But we've certainly seen the stars moving. Well, they're not really moving, it's just the Earth turning, isn't it? But we can certainly see a change in the sky. So there you go. How about that? Absolutely amazing. A little bit of cloud just there, but just obscuring Orion a little bit. And you can see the nebula there in between the clouds. Yeah, looking nice. Jupiter's looking very bright, isn't it? So I'm going to leave it there now, and I'm going to say thanks to everyone who's come in. I think we've had a few new people in, so I just want to ask those new people to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and hopefully I'll get a chance to do this again because it's not that often that I get a chance to do a live stream outside because normally the weather's not that great. But tonight's been a really, really good night. Now next time I might bring a longer lens, or I might even bring a telescope, and we'll hook the camera up to a telescope, and then we'll get right in on those planets. So I'll try that next time, and yeah, there you go. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna put it back. Thanks to all the mods who've come in, because all the mods as well. Stephen, Moonage, Hazel. I think Moonage has left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So thanks to all the mods for helping out. And I'm going to go back home now, and I think I'll have a cup of tea when I get in, because I'm ready for a cup of tea. So I'll just leave you with that nice view of the stars there, with Orion rising, Jupiter, Gemini, the Hyades. There's a lot to see over there, isn't there? Doesn't it look amazing? So I'll see you all on the next video. Sorry, I didn't have a video on site. I was supposed to do that video of the lens. I was struggling. I'll definitely have it by next week. I keep promising to put this video of the lens on, and then I don't manage to get it on. But it's almost there, and it should definitely be there by next Saturday. So there you go, folks. Thanks to everyone for joining in. If you get a chance to go out and have a look, go out and have a look and see if you can see what we've seen tonight. And I'll see you on the next video.